Remember Akon, like the mad rapper type guy, who was going to build essentially Wakanda in Africa? Yeah, it didn't go to plan. Akon's futuristic $6 billion city project in Senegal abandoned, BBC told. Some compared the designs of the awe-inspiring fictional city of Wakanda. Plans for a futuristic city in Senegal, dreamt up by the singer Akon, have been scrapped, and instead he will work on something more realistic, officials say. The Acon City project no longer exists, Serine Mamadou Mboup, the head of Senegal's tourism development body SAPCO, told the BBC. Fortunately, an agreement has been reached between SAPCO and the entrepreneur Alioune Badara Thiam, aka Akon. What he's preparing with us is a realistic project which Sapco will fully support. Known for his string of noughties chart hits, Akon, who was born in the US but partly raised in Senegal, announced two ambitious projects in 2018 that were supposed to represent the future of African society. The first was Acon City, reportedly costed $6 billion. It was to run on the second initiative, a brand new cryptocurrency called Acoin. That's this. I mean, I'm a libertarian. Like this is the type of when you're a libertarian and you're a teenager. Shut up! Don't make jokes. You mean like all libertarians? Shut up. Right, but basically that is something that you would come up with. But I mean, when you're older, it's a little bit more pragmatic. It's like, yeah, we're still going to have a monetary system. We're still going to have this. We're still going to have that. This does seem like a little bit like baby's first foray into libertarianism. And he even went the cryptocurrency route and everything as well. Like, cryptocurrency's fine, but basically, just for a fact, if you start off with a gold backed currency, you're much, much more likely to survive. But anyway, initial designs for Acon City, with its boldly curvaceous skyscrapers, were compared by commentators to the awe inspiring fictional city of Wakanda in Marvel's Black Panther films and comic books. But after 5 years of setbacks, the 800-hectare site in Mbedine, about 100 kilometres south of the capital Dakar, remains mostly empty. The only structure is an incomplete reception, but they never even get past building the reception. There are no roads, no housing, no power grid. We were we were promised jobs and development, one local resident told the BBC. Instead, nothing has changed. Meanwhile, the star's Acoin cryptocurrency has struggled to repay its investors over the years, with Acon himself conceding it wasn't being managed properly. I take full responsibility for that. Yeah, like 90% of cryptocurrencies are just things that you just should not bother with. Right, I've got Ethereum, Solana, Algorand, and a little bit of Sheep, just for a bit of fun. Right, that's what I'm in. That's what I'm in, and that's all I need. Right, I'm just leaving it there. He had also been questioned over whether it would even be legal for Acoin to operate as the primary payment method for would-be residents of Acon City. Senegal uses the CFA franc, which is regulated and issued, excuse me, by the Central Bank of West African States. And like many, that's an interesting one. Have you ever actually looked at who owns it? It's dead interesting. Anyway, and like many central banks, has expressed opposition to cryptocurrency. The plans for Acon City had been sweeping. Phase one alone was to include a hospital, a shopping mall, a school, a police station, a waste centre, and a solar plant, all by the end of 2023. Sitting on Senegal, well, this is in Africa, a solar plant is viable. Actually, that would work there. Sitting on Senegal's Atlantic coast, Akon's high-tech, eco-friendly city was supposed to run entirely on renewable energy. But despite Akon's insistence in a 2022 BBC interview that the project was 100,000% moving, no significant construction followed the initial launch ceremony. I mean, they never even got past building the fucking reception. Now the Senegalese government has confirmed what many suspected. The project had stalled beyond recovery. Officials cited a lack of funding, well, yeah, and halted construction efforts as key reasons for the decision. Although Acon City, as it was originally imagined, has been shelved, the government says it is now working with Acon on a more realistic development project for the same site. The land near Embedine remains of high strategic value, especially with the 2026 Youth Olympic Games approaching, and increased tourism activity expected. And that's the end of the article. I mean, I respect that. This the thing is, I do enjoy communities just finding a piece of unclaimed land, mixing their labour with it, which then makes that land theirs by right, and forming any kind of community of their choosing. I like that. It's like homesteading, but on a town or city. I would advise against cities and libertarianism. They don't work. The cities are lost. Focus on the countryside. It's better for you anyway. But yeah, I'm fine with people doing this. I enjoy when people doing this. See if the rest of the country's absolutely fucked, just kind of go, fuck you. We're going to form our own city with blackjack and hookers, except we're going to say, I'm going to form our own city without unfettered mass immigration, mass rapes, child grooming gangs, and paedophile elites. That's the type of society I would like. I would enjoy that. White too, but you know what I mean. Basically, I respect what he tried to do. He was just a complete fucking idiot about it.